Okay, so welcome back to the Super Bladesman channel. I hope you've not been waiting since the last upload, because I think I've just looked and I think it's like 8 months. So if you've been waiting, you've waited a long time. But hopefully we'll be back for the foreseeable future and we're not going to be going anywhere anytime soon. So if you're wondering, we have started the Super Bladesman website up again. We have found some suppliers, they have guaranteed the safety. We've actually just released some Chris Basham t-shirts where the proceeds are going to go to the NHS. So if you want to find them and grab yourself one, then the link will be in the description and on the Super Bladesman website. So go and check that, and that will be fine. But today I found this video and it is every single goal from the promotion season from last season. So I thought we'd have a look, just refresh his memory. There's nothing really else to do, it's locked down, we can't move, we can't go outside apart from like an hour. So I mean, we're all missing Bramall Lane and just football in general. If I ever complain again about an international break, then I am a lunatic because I just want football back. I'll pause it a few times based on the goals and if I want to say anything. This goal, well not particularly this goal, but the next goal, this win was the one where it all turned around because, as I'm sure you're aware, we always start out really poorly. We drew, did we draw? No, we lost to Swansea first game, then we lost to Middlesbrough. We were bottom of the league, lost 3-0 at Middlesbrough from, if my memory's correct. Went there on, that was a Tuesday night, was it? I think it was Tuesday night. This one on the Saturday, QPR scored first, I think it was like Easy, whatever you want to call him. He scored a pretty good goal, I think it was a volley. We didn't play well this day, but we turned it around and this really set us off on his journey last season. This Aston Villa game were absolutely bizarre. I think it was 4-1 from memory, but I hope, well, it will show it, but this Norwood goal, I was straight behind it, sat in the family stand, and I've still to this day no idea how it ever went in. Like, if you look where the goalkeeper was stood, I'll just wind this back. If you look where he was stood when this first got took, like, from that position, I have no idea how he possibly scores. It's one of the worst pieces of goalkeeping I've ever seen. That Millwall win were another big win, especially early on, because Millwall is a really difficult place to go and we don't often tend to get much there. So to get that win, and in pretty decent style, it were early signs. I suppose you can look back now and say it's obvious with 2020 vision, but it were these types of wins that really helped us get promotion, these ones that set us off on the right foot. There were some goals from these that I didn't miss a game last season, especially at home. I think I missed a handful away. I physically cannot remember that goal. I've no idea where I was. I cannot remember that goal. If you'd have told me that goal never happened, I would have believed you. I just cannot remember it happening. After this game, I struggling to think of a time when I was ever as angry after a game because we completely threw this away. We got absolutely dominated by a poor Rotherham side. We were atrocious that day. We pulled it back. We were somehow going to win, and then we threw it away at the last minute. It was absolute calamitous. I think it might have been Marvin Johnson who played left back, and someone took it off someone's toe and played someone straight in. It was a horrendous goal, horrendous performance. On that performance, it did make me start to question whether we had the credentials to even get promoted. Potentially, best goal under Wilder. Let me know what you think, but I think that's best goal under Wilder. And I'm probably missing one, but this is worth a second watch. This were a game I would definitely obviously winter time. Ipswich away, they were bottom at table, they were struggling. Another one where I thought, do you know what, it's going to be playoffs, we're not quite got the credentials to go up. Leeds were flying at that time, and you just think, Leeds would have beat these. Leeds would have beat these 2, 3, 4, and we were drawing 1-1. I know we didn't lose, but at this point I didn't hold out much hope. It only really as it got to February and March, we had that really tough run. I think it was West Brom, Leeds in really quick succession, which we obviously did really well. At this point I was starting to think, it's going to be playoffs. What we'd do from the David McGoldrick goal, he's been unlucky this season. The one at Tottenham is one I remember like really well. To be offside by basically a stud or two is ridiculous, but I mean, that's VAR I guess, and what comes with the Premier League. Like last season everything just fell to him, and he finished it. He still missed chances last season, but things just fell to him, and this season, well, for whatever reason, I don't know whether he's got a bit of a mental block about it now or when the season was in progress, he's just not got it. I don't know what it is. He's still definitely worthy of a place in the team, because I think with him we go from like a 7 or an 8 out of 10 to a 9 or a 10. He really does make us tick, and although he's not scoring, it's kind of worth it. This game, I have flashbacks to this game. It was at 3-0 up. I thought we're going to walk league at this point. I've still no idea to this day. This is the only game under Wilder, and maybe the Barnsley game, what I remember from the season before, where we almost bottled it a bit. We sort of down tools a little bit. Especially the Barnsley one, I thought we did bottle that game towards the end of the season before. But this game, I know Villa have got a good side, but you should never lose league from 3-0 up. But luckily, it really was the making of this side. By the way, how that goal was ever allowed, I will never ever know. It basically like stood at him, almost in his face, 2 hands on the ball. Not really complaining though. This is the goal where I think everybody started to believe. I think it was an R5 kickoff. Everybody was drunk out of their mind. And I just remember Dowell popping up with his head. I think, it's not the only... No, I think he scored one at Stoke last day. I don't know if he scored another one in his time. He might have done it. It was one of those signs that was like, okay, and he sort of got us over the line a bit like Jay O'Shea. We're never realistically going to sign him, and he was never going to continue. But he just like filled a gap. A bit like Medine did in the almost like Hansen role. This goal was just like... This was the game. This was the game. I don't think we go on and beat Leeds without this game. Gotta put that on once more. Honestly, this game, it was similar to the Rotherham game. We got dominated, we got smashed. We got smashed more than we ever have this season, really, apart from maybe at Anfield, you could say. But even at like City away at the Etihad, we still had chances and we still scored. I mean, obviously we're offside slightly, but these games against Leeds and Rotherham are the ones that stand out. And I think Cardiff the season before, where we did probably deserve to lose. There's not many that we actually win where we deserve to lose, but this was probably one of them. I always remember this game, we were pressing away, and I always remember at full time, Leeds had lost. I think it might have been Birmingham, I don't know if Chadham's might have scored. At this point I thought, it's on, promotion is on. I remember driving home thinking, we're actually going to do it, and then And then I think it was Millwall, yeah. Millwall happened and I felt like the world had ended. This whole game was the most dominant I've seen us, especially that first half. We were unplayable. We looked like a Premier League side against Premier League 1 side in that game. And when it really mattered, when Sheffield United, when we needed to turn up, for one of the first times I ever remember, we actually turned up. Like, it wasn't a playoff final performance. It wasn't one at Wembley where we'd just bottle it and go into a shell. We actually, for once, turned up, and I think that is purely down to Wilder. I remember Leeds fans complaining about George Long playing, because obviously he came through our academy, Sheffield United fan, I imagine. I remember him complaining, but just go back and watch these goals, honestly. And tell me he could have saved any. Like, no goalkeeper in the world is getting anywhere near any of them. Scott Hogan was such a weird signing. He was one of those that I had so much hope for, and I thought we might actually sign permanently. Like, when he signed in January, I thought this is with a view to maybe if we go up. He just never really did it. Obviously, this goal against Ipswich, I think he scored one. Might have been Bristol City, possibly. Don't quote me on that one. He just never really did it. Is he at Stoke now, possibly? I think he's done alright this season so far, but he just never really quite did it. I know this game was Ipswich, and they were bottom at league by an absolute mile. They'd been relegated a long time ago, but it still needed winning. Like, it was similar in a sort of way to the Wigan game that Leeds lost. It was pretty much a foregone conclusion, but it still needed winning, and they obviously didn't win it. And we still need to turn up in this game, because Ipswich, they weren't a mug side. They didn't turn up and completely roll over. We had to work hard for that win, and we deserved it in the end. And that Stoke performance was so flat. I don't know if it was because we'd already been promoted. I know we were going for the title potentially. It was just so flat though, that performance. Honestly, the scenes before the game and at half time were like something I've never seen before. I'll play a clip now if I can get it off my phone. But honestly, the scenes were unbelievable, and it transferred into the ground as well. But I don't know, it's one of those things where you set yourself a goal and you reach it and you just go a bit flat, and I think that's what happened to us here. And it didn't really matter in the end. Stoke were pretty decent on the day, and I thought they'd do well this season. The season we're talking about now didn't quite materialise, but yeah, it was a weird one. But those goals are so nice to look back and just think what eventually came of it and what we've gone on to do since, because it's been unreal, really. Like, how many teams get promoted then on the verge of Europe? You can say that like people, I don't know, like Arsenal have had an off year, or Man United, whatever. It's a bit irrelevant, really, with a team that's been promoted with probably the lowest budget in the league. Maybe Norwich have come up and are on the verge of European football, if not Champions League, then the Europa League. It is unbelievable and it's unprecedented, and I think that is pretty much all down to Wilder. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. There'll be plenty more coming. Hopefully like 2-3 a week, possibly. I'll clip these up, put them on social media, Facebook. We have a Facebook page, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, maybe. Down with the kids. But anyway, thank you for watching. Check out the Super Bladesman website. We have 4 new designs now. Yes, one of them, the proceeds to the NHS, so feel free. If you want to donate to that, then please do, and I will put proof on Twitter or whatever. But we're on social media, so you'll see it wherever. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.